Our names are Julia Henderson, Alexis Reed, and Carmen Priestley. The topic we chose was Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was born in February 1818. Frederick was born into slavery in Talbot County, Maryland. His mother died when he was 10, and he lived with his maternal grandmother. He tried 2 times to escape slavery before he eventually succeeded. His escape from slavery was assisted by Anna Moray. Once he had escaped safely, he sent for Anna and they eventually got married. On September 15, 1838, he took the name Johnson in order to disguise his identity, but they eventually changed it back to Douglass after a while. Frederick Douglass was a famous human rights leader for the abolition movement. He was the first black citizen to hold a high U.S. government rank. He advised presidents and spoke to thousands of people at the time. He spoke for many different causes, including women's rights and Irish Home Rule. He became one of the famous intellectuals of his time. When 1818 to 1895, he was born in February 1818 and died on February 20, 1895. Where Douglass grew up in Talbot County, Maryland. He was born into slavery. He eventually was sent to Baltimore to live in the house of Hug. When he was older, he moved to New Bedford, Massachusetts, with his wife Anna Moray. After Douglass escaped for slavery, he sent for his love Anna Moray. When both escaped, they married and then moved to Massachusetts. This is where his fame began. He started telling his story of abolition meetings. This sparked his fame as an anti-slavery lecturer. Why is Frederick Douglass so important? Frederick Douglass was a very important leader for anti-slavery in the 19th. Frederick Douglass was known to be an important person in the 19th century because of his works of slavery, narrative traditions, and as well as classes of American to biography. He also gave speeches all over the world about anti-slavery. He once said a speech on the 4th of July, saying, "The 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice, I must mourn." Besides supporting anti-slavery, Frederick also supported the early women's rights movement in the 1850s. Frederick Douglass was a man of many goals that were aimed towards ending slavery. He wanted to abolish slavery in all aspects, hasten the day of freedom to the enslaved, and share the truth and the severity of slavery to those who were not aware of it. In 1841, Douglass joined the abolitionist movement. He then decided to share his story of being a runaway slave to persuade people that such an awful organization should be abolished. Questions for the audience. Who did Frederick Douglass marry? What year was Douglass born? What name did Douglass use to disguise his identity? How many times did Frederick attempt to escape from slavery before succeeding?